What's on YouTube? It's PTT back at it with another Destiny 2 raid weapon review. Today we look at the scout rifle, the Conspirator, and again we will start as normal with taking a look at the perk. So let's just jump straight into it. Up first we have lightweight frame. Superb handling, move faster with this weapon equipped. Then we have small bore, dual strength barrel. We have polygonal rifling, barrel optimized for recoil control. We have extended barrel, weighty barrel extension. We then have the full auto trigger system. Holding down the trigger will fire this weapon at full auto. We have ambitious assassin, overflows the magazine based on the number of rapid kills before reloading. And finally we have dragonfly. Precision kills create an elemental damage explosion. And yeah, as always guys, that was the perk list. Let's now actually talk about this weapon and break down some of what you really do need to know. In essence guys, this is a Mida multi-tool in legendary form for your energy slot. The impact matches the Mida multi-tool exactly at 29, the mag size is 16, exactly the same as the Mida as well, and the rate of fire matches the Mida exactly at 200. Obviously this is one of those archetyped weapons. Now yes, the Mida has a slightly better stat on aim assist, handling and reload speed, but everything else matches up almost identically. In the Crucible, this thing has the same time to kill as the Mida, requiring 7 body shots and or 4 crit shots, 1 body shot. But in PvE, this thing really does start to stand out. While yes, the name is Midnight as a great scout rifle with explosive payload, the Dragonfly perk on this weapon almost makes up for the fact it doesn't have straight up explosive rounds if you are accurate and can land your precision shots. Now it doesn't actually have the same area of effect as the explosive rounds. It does have a bit of a smaller area of effect explosion when you get those precision kills, but it is still nice and very useful nonetheless. See, the Dragonfly perk, as you will see in the background footage, does cause an area of effect elemental explosion similar to Destiny 1's Firefly that can weaken and or kill nearby enemies. The fact this comes with full auto as well makes it a very nice weapon indeed. Now when compared to some of the other available options in the energy slot, this thing stacks up rather well. At least statistically it does. However, if we actually take out the stats and look at the other options to see just how viable this thing is, then we're really left with a situation that puts the Conspirator against the Palladius Corrector. This is the Future War Scout, and the Manana SR4. This is the Omolon Scout. Now in this kind of situation where we have several weapons that are almost identical, I always like to break down several things, okay? One, the perks. This can obviously sometimes eliminate certain weapons as viable options, but it does depend on what activity you are doing. As we all know far too well, some perks are good for some activities and not for others. And then number 2, personal preference. And in the case of this particular scout, I actually feel that that's indeed the option we will have to look at. The reason for this is that all the competitors to the Conspirator are very good. The Manana SR4 with its explosive payload makes a great point for itself in both PvE and PvP. The same can be said for the Palladius Corrector. And then of course we have the Tone with the high cow rounds and Dragonfly. You basically get the best of all these scouts in PvP and PvE, however you sacrifice a rate of fire. So yeah, it becomes very hard to actually tell what weapon would be best to use from a recommendation point of view. Statistically, there isn't really enough in it to break them apart as a whole, although some do offer certain advantages in some areas, but those that offer an advantage in one area do often tend to lose it in others. Again, I call up the Tone because although you have high cow rounds and the Dragonfly perk, you have a slower rate of fire. So I think guys, for the first time ever in one of these weapon review videos, I'm actually going to suggest that you use whatever you want, because any of the options are great in the energy slot and they're good as far as the Conspirator goes. It's no different. Yes, in my opinion, it's a great scout rifle, and because of the fully auto, I do personally tend to favour it over the others. Personally, my Palladius Corrector, my Manana SR4 and the Tone all remain on my character all the time, along with the Conspirator for use when I want to. So yeah, guys, if you have a Conspirator, you want to use it, don't fear that you're going to be underwhelmed in PvP or PvE, because you won't, okay? You won't be putting yourself in a bad position for using it. But remember that there are several other options out there that do stack up just as well. So I would actually recommend that you give them all a go, you play with all of them, and then whatever you personally get along with more, that's the weapon you use. But it is nice that there are several options, in my opinion. You know, like I said, the Banana, the Palladius Correctus, the Conspirator, they're all brilliant. There are obviously other weapons as well that you can put into this slot. You've got Skyburner's Oath, which is another ish weapon, but again, it's very situational. I just love the fact that with Destiny 2 now, there are so many weapons you can say, well, these are all equally as good. What do you personally prefer? Do you prefer a weapon with a smidgen more stability but lacks a little bit of range, or do you prefer the weapons that have a smidgen higher aim assist? You know, it does come down to your personal preference. I personally don't mind weapons that are a little bit more unstable because I can control them. I definitely like to have my range so that I'm not losing the damage drop off over time and things like that. So yeah, one of them weapons, guys, that I'm going to say it's brilliant. Get on, use it if you have one. But, you know, if you want a recommendation as to what one is best, I would wholeheartedly say it is down to your personal preference. And on that note, that is where I am going to end the video. As always, if you found it helpful, drop a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts and comments in the section down below. Subscribe to the channel for daily Destiny content. But that has been me, Guardians. As always, thank you very much for watching. And until the next one, I'll catch you all soon.